Hello friends, this is Sushrut Tendulkar and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this tutorial, we will learn how to do sentiment analysis using pre-trained transformers. We're not going to train any model, but we're going to use the built-in ones and we'll then measure its performance. Let's get started. For this tutorial, we will use the transformers package from Hugging Face. If you go through the document, you can find out different examples as to how to use them. What we are interested in today is the pipelines. So there are different pipelines available for different tasks, and we're going to use the sentiment analysis pipeline. And it's a class and it has different arguments that we can pass in. So we'll use a simple one wherein we pass a string as an argument, and that will give us the sentiment associated with the sentence as the output. Let's import the package. From this package, let's import pipeline. Next, what we need is the pipeline corresponding to sentiment analysis. It is going to download all the required files. It's done. Let's define few sample sentences to test. Let's pass this text through the pipeline and print the results. So the first sentence, I enjoy reading books, it correctly classified it as positive with a confidence level of 99%. And the second sentence, it classified it as negative with a confidence of 98%. So this is working pretty well for the sample sentence we have given here. Now what we'll do is we'll use the data set which we used in the earlier tutorial, that is IMDb movie data set, and then we'll see how this model is able to predict the classes or the sentiment of each of the reviews, so that we can measure how good this algorithm is for our particular use case. So let's create a simple directory to store all the data. So let me call it as data. Then let me download the data sets. Before that, let me import wget. We download both reviews as well as labels, and then we'll store it in the same directory. Okay, downloading is complete. Let's move all the files into the directory. So all the files are within the folder data now. Let's read them into two different variables, reviews and labels. So now we have all our reviews and labels in these two variables. We'll do simple cleaning of this data set. Let's import punctuation. Let's store all the reviews in a variable called all reviews, and let's scan through each of the reviews, and then we'll remove all the punctuations and then keep all the clean text in that. Okay, now we have all the cleaned up data in all reviews variable. We can view it. So this is the first review that it's stored in this list. We can quickly pass this review through the sentiment analysis pipeline and display the results. And it says it's negative. It's the predicted one. So what is the actual? Oops. So the actual review rating is positive, but the model predicted it as negative. Now we want to be very sure that this model is usable for our use case. So let's take around 100 reviews and then let's compare the predicted review with the actual review and then see out of 100 reviews how many reviews are correctly classified as the positive or negative sentence, and then we'll measure its performance. Let's define 4 variables. Review count will store all the reviews that we're going to use here. Review valid will increment for every correct prediction of sentiment. Missed review and missed labels will store all those which were wrongly classified by the model. We'll create a for statement here that will loop through each of the reviews and labels in the dataset which we downloaded, and for each of it will check the length of the review. This is the restriction by the model, the transformer model which we have downloaded. If the review length is more than this one, it's gonna throw an error. So if the review length is less than this threshold, we're gonna pass it through this particular pipeline, sentiment analysis, and the output of it we're going to compare with the actual label of the downloaded dataset. If it is matching, we will increase the counter here. If it doesn't match, we're going to store them in a separate list, and we'll print the review valid divided by the review count to see the accuracy. And finally, we'll print the actual values here. Let's run this. Okay, we are getting all zeros here. That's probably because this label is different. Okay, so the model produces the output as capital negative, but the actual label are in lowercase values. So let's convert all the lowercase values into capital strings. Okay, now let's run this again. Now it is correctly calculating the values. So for all the reviews that are predicted, what percent are correctly classified by the model? So we see that it's around 16%. We had taken 100 reviews, and from there whichever matched this condition, that is length of review less than this number, so it was around 80, and out of 80 only 13 values were correctly identified by the model. So this shows that this model may not be usable directly in production, and depending on the use case we might have to evaluate it separately. So in this situation definitely we can't use this model right away, so we might have to train our own model for using this use case in production. So that's the conclusion. That's it for this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Keep learning. Bye bye.